like to welcome you here today on behalf of the university, on behalf of my faculty and my colleagues in the Adelaide MBA program. You're here today to hear from one of the world's leading experts on business strategy, Cynthia Montgomery. She is Timken Professor at the Harvard Business School, and she's immediate past head of the school's strategy unit. She's taught at Harvard for 20 years. Her programs have been attended by managers of companies of all sizes from around the globe, and including some of our own MBA graduates.
So today we're talking about what does it mean to lead strategy. And I think it's the most important responsibility that a leader has for a business. Be that business an MBA program, be that business a hospital, be that business a multinational defense company. If you're a leader of a profit or a nonprofit organization, the most important thing you have to do is give that business a reason to matter. I think it's time to reimagine strategy, to really think about it in a much more vibrant way, a way that's much more connected with leadership. Most people think that strategy is about beating the competition. I don't think so. I think what strategy is about is meeting an unmet need. It's about doing something unique or something uniquely well for some set of stakeholders. You've got to start with the customer. You have to really understand what the needs are of the customers you're serving or want to serve. Don't start with the competition. Start with the customer. And as you're starting with the customer, take some time out to contemplate death. I want you to think about the death of your organization, because if you think about death, you can live better. And I think as business leaders, you really have to think about your business in really fundamental terms. Like, why does the world need your business? What would it be like without it? So that gets you to purpose. What is the purpose of your business? We've chosen to side with the many, not the few. Our concept is to offer customers an extensive range of practical, well-designed furnishings at low prices. And by doing this, we will give people a better everyday life. Think about that. It's 2 lines. 2 lines. And do you notice they didn't say, hey, we're a furniture company and we hawk furniture at cheap prices. It's IKEA. 2 lines. Everybody in this room knew who that was. Who is this? Our company is built upon finding ways to do online search better and faster. You didn't even let me finish it. You've only heard 6 words. In an increasing number of new places and in ever more efficient ways, to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world, providing performance opportunities for those who could benefit, and offering empowering, inspirational messages for those who would listen. You got it. Nike. All around the world. They know it's Nike. Guy Kawasaki says it this way. He says, make meaning, then make money. And when I think about this, when I think of making meaning, I don't mean it just in a philosophical, emotional sense. I mean it in a nuts and bolts, cold-hearted economic sense. To earn the right to sit at the table, you need to have clarity of purpose. But winning takes a lot more. Because a purpose is just an idea, right? And ideas can be copied, right? You say, hey, here's my great idea. Oh, I think I'll do that too, right? It's easy to copy. It's just an idea. We're going to start at the bottom here. That's in 1992. Gucci lost 50 million on sales of 200 million. Think about that. That's hard to do. What happened was sales were plummeting, the customers were indifferent, and internally the company was in a complete set of paralysis. This is what the industry looked at like at the time. At the very peak, this is what we call the productivity frontier that goes down the right-hand side. They're the best-in-class firms in the industry. They brought in a new leader, and he didn't start with the instinct that we need to go back to who we were. He said we need to figure out who we're going to be. And then what he did was he built a whole system of value creation that was based on that purpose, that brought that purpose to life. As a leader, in the leader's hands, I think strategy is about setting an agenda and building an awesome organization to carry it out. So a compelling purpose backed by a system of advantage gives you a difference that matters. It means that if you disappear, there will be a hole in the world of those you serve. Picasso got it right. He said, success is dangerous. One begins to copy oneself, and to copy oneself is more dangerous than to copy others. It leads to sterility. This is from Stephen Covey's work on the 7 habits of highly effective people. And what you know is a lot of people talk about, for most leaders, finding time to address strategy is a constant challenge. And this is what he shows you, is that the urgent drives out the importance in many of our lives. And what you see is that you attend to the urgent things that are important, like crises and deadline-driven projects. You also do some things that are urgent, but face it, they're not very important, like day-to-day interruptions, day-to-day demands. And you also, frankly, we all do a lot of things that are neither important nor urgent. Email, trivia, busy work. But what oftentimes gets left are the things in the upper right-hand quadrant, the things that are very important, but they're not urgent. They're not in your face. Behind every pulsating, vibrant organization that I've seen anywhere in the world is a leader who seized the initiative and made it happen. So here we are back to our guy Jobs. This was just 11 years ago. And he came in, and the reason I'm showing you this is to see that he actually developed his strategy and then lived it forward.
We're just getting started. I'd like to tell you where we're going. What is our vision? A lot of people have come to ask that of our whole industry the last few months. What is our vision? This is what everybody else is telling us. That our PC is waning, if not a hole being dug. One of the smartest journalists in our business is a guy named Walt Mossberg, somebody I admire, because he cares about the same things we do. And even Walt, a few weeks ago, said, the PC, which has carried the digital revolution for 24 years, has matured into something boring. That hurt. But Walt's really smart, and we listen to him very carefully. Mike Capellas, who runs Compaq, we don't think of it in terms of the PC business anymore. And Jeff Weitzen, who runs Gateway, we're clearly migrating away from the PC as the centerpiece. This is where this comes from. A lot of people wondering what the future of the PC is. We don't think the PC is dying at all. We don't think the PC is moving away from the center at all. We think it's evolving, just like it has since it was invented in 1975 and 6. You know, in the early years, nobody knew what this thing was going to do. These were the prehistoric era. But right around 1980, the PC entered what was to become its first golden age. And that was the age of productivity. With the invention of the personal computer spreadsheet, word processors, followed up a few years later in Apple's case by desktop publishing, the golden age of productivity had begun, and it lasted almost a decade and a half, driving this industry. The last few years, though, of that golden age, things started to flatten out. People started to wonder, is the PC waning? Have we solved all the problems that need to be solved with a PC? But right around the mid-90s, we entered the second golden age of the PC. And that, of course, was the age of the Internet. Now, we didn't throw out our productivity, we kept using it. But we added to it this exciting new thing called the Internet. And the Internet propelled the PC both in business and personal uses to new highs. And it's been amazing what's happened with the Internet. But now, as the Internet has matured, people are again asking, is the PC waning? What's going to happen to the PC? We think the PC is on the threshold of entering its third great age. And that age is the age of digital lifestyle. And that's being driven by an explosion of new digital devices. We have cell phones everywhere. We have portable music players, CDs, and their cousins, the new solid-state MP3 players now, everywhere. We have digital camcorders everywhere. We have DVD players exploding in consumers' homes and in business as well, even portable DVD players. Digital cameras now constitute 15% of all cameras sold in the U.S. 15%. It'll be 50% in a few years. And handheld organizers are everywhere as well. We are living in a new digital lifestyle with an explosion of digital devices. It's huge. And we believe the PC, or more importantly the Mac, can become the digital hub of our new emerging digital lifestyle, with the ability to add tremendous value to these other digital devices. Digital hub, key phrase.
If there ever was a product that catalyzed what's Apple's reason for being, it's this. It combines Apple's incredible technology base with Apple's legendary ease of use, with Apple's awesome design. Those three things come together in this, and it's like, that's what we do. So if anybody was ever wondering, why is Apple on Earth? I would hold this up as a good example. And here's the stock price that goes with it, right? A new purpose, a new reason to matter. And halfway through this journey, Apple Computer changed its name. It's now simply known as Apple Inc. For in the end, it is important to remember that we cannot become what we need to be by remaining what we are. So here's the new way of thinking. Strategy's the primary objective is not just about beating the competition, it's about meeting unmet needs. Think Steve Jobs. The skill set is not just a left brain analytical exercise, it's about the whole brain, the left brain and the right brain. Analysis, creativity, thinking, feeling. The aspiration is not a long-run sustainable competitive advantage, any one advantage. It's about an organization that continues to matter. And the process is not just the annual strategic plan. It's an ongoing, continuous process. And what I've learned from working with thousands of managers is that you don't need to be Steve Jobs to feel great about the organization that you've built. So I want to close by asking you not what would the world be like with and without your organization, but I want you to think about what your organization would be like with and without a strategist. So here are some of them, doing their thing around the world. They all need a reason to matter. And it all starts with you. So thank you very much, and I hope you love the questions. Not just live them, but love them. Because I think it's the most significant opportunity a leader has to really make a consequential difference to the life of a business and to everyone who works in it.